Congratulations, you have found sobriety, wealth, success. My name is Dennis and I am your addiction coach. Today I want to ask you the question, I want you to ask yourself the question, are you addicted to porn? Have you ever considered that you're addicted to porn? All of you no-fap guys, all of you retention guys, have you ever considered that you have a serious problem with this? Right, you're committing to yourself, but there's really no one to hold you accountable on the internet, right? It's just like it's a commitment in space with there's no reality to it. I'm gonna no-fap for a month. I'm gonna no-fap for a week. I'm gonna retain my seed for 6 months. Have you considered that you have an addiction? You have a serious problem. Pornography is highly addictive, and that's what most people are relapsing to, especially right now. If you're in quarantine, what are you doing with your time? Where are you spending your time while you're in quarantine? Right? Are you flipping open the laptop? Are you sitting down with a bottle of hand lotion and flipping open the laptop and staring at porn for 2, 4, 6, 8 hours at a time? Ask yourself these questions. Pornography is highly addictive. When we look at pornography, and I know this from personal experience, I am a sex addict myself. I struggled with pornography for over 12 years. Today is day 405 of sobriety for me. When we look at pornography, it fires the dopamine receptors in our brain. We get a huge blast of dopamine, and it's instant gratification. We live in an instant gratification society. Everything is instant. Our food is instant. Our climate control is instant in our house or in our car. We can get Amazon Prime delivered to us in no time, the next day, same day. Everything is this instant gratification. Sugar rushes of caffeine. We want everything right now. Well, it's the same thing with pornography. It's instant gratification. It's something that sex should be a beautiful gift exchanged between two partners, not us looking at a screen, watching other people have sex and playing with ourselves. So when those dopamine receptors are fired in our brain, it's a huge rush, and that's why it's so addictive. But over time, that same amount of dopamine isn't good enough anymore. It's like any other drug. It's like caffeine or marijuana, alcohol. We build up a tolerance to it. So we need more of it. Right? So we have to watch either more pornography or the pornography gets more extreme or more intense. So we start looking at weirder and weirder videos. Right? That's happened to me personally. I know from experience. I started like 5 minutes wasn't enough. Then it became 10, 15, 20, 30, an hour. Then it goes over an hour and starts going into 2 hours and longer. We're looking for the exact right scene. And then one couple, like two people isn't good enough. It's got to be three. It's got to be a threesome, or it's got to be 4 people, or it's got to be 4 women and 1 guy, or some other kind of weird fetish. And then it gets extreme. It gets really extreme, and I know you know what I'm talking about. If you're looking at this stuff, this is the progression, right? Instead of going from drinking 1 shot to 2 shots to drinking a whole bottle of alcohol, a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of vodka. We're looking at porn for 2 hours, and it's extreme, weird stuff. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And this stuff rewires our brain. The dopamine receptors in our brain get rewired to think that this is normal, when really we're sitting staring at a screen of some electronic device and masturbating. This isn't normal. This was never intended to be normal. And pornography has exploded into the mainstream, especially with the invention of the smartphone and streaming video. That's really where it exploded for most people and became a huge problem, especially for me myself. That was where it became a serious addiction, is when that became available, that technology. But this isn't normal, and it's not healthy. The number one benefit of sobriety is self-esteem. Think about your self-esteem. How do you feel after you've sat around and jerked off for 2 hours? Do you want to isolate yourself in a room and hide and not see anybody? Do you feel exhausted? Or do you stay up all night and then you have to go to work the next day and you're fucking exhausted from looking at porn all night, but you don't want anyone to know, but you feel ashamed of yourself? You have to crash back down to the bottom of the scale of consciousness. This isn't healthy either. Self-esteem, positive self-esteem will affect everything you do. Every decision you make will be affected for the better. The people you attract, the situations you attract will be better. The choices you make will be better. The results you achieve in your life will be better, whether it's in your fitness, it's in your finance, at your job, it's in your relationships with your wife, girlfriend, significant other, just even your guy friends, your children if you have them. Your relationships will be better. The decisions you make will be better. Positive self-esteem has an impact on your entire life based on who and what you attract. Like attracts like. It's important to remember that. Have you ever considered that your pornography addiction is an effect? You're living in an effect, and every effect has a cause. Until we know why we do what we do, we're going to perpetuate the same set of circumstances over and over again, to satisfy a familiar feeling. We have to identify why we do what we do so that we can let go of the cause that's creating the effect that we're living in. Have you ever considered hiring someone to help you figure out what this effect is? Are you committed? Are you committed to up-leveling the quality of your life? If so, I want you to email me. My email address is in the description box. Like, subscribe, share. Dennis out.